Wow, do I have a good news for you today? A very good news. And it has something to do with travel insurance. That's what we'll talk about. Stay with me. An advisory came out of the Bureau of Immigration this morning, and this will be effective tomorrow, April 1st. And it has something to do with travel insurance. This is dated as of March 31st of 2022. Now, this is just a recitation of the previous requirement, okay? Effective April 1, 2022, foreign nationals may be allowed entry into the country without the need of entry exemption document, okay? That's old news. Must be fully vaccinated, must carry acceptable proof of vaccination, must present negative PCR test taken within 48 hours of departure, or negative antigen test taken within 24 hours. If it's PCR, it's 48 hours, antigen, 24. This is the only thing I think that needs to be removed at this point. Passport valid for 6 months, of course, you know that. Travel insurance for COVID-19 treatment is still a requirement, up to $35,000. Valid onward return ticket for nationals from visa-free country. Okay, these are visa-free. You're given 30-day visa-free. And also from visa-required nationals. Nationals who are allowed to stay only for 14 days will need an onward ticket for a maximum of 14 days. I can't remember what countries those are. And those who are allowed 30 days, the return ticket must be 30 days, no longer. So if you're planning to extend, I'm sorry to say, but you will have to reschedule. You have to get a return or onward ticket within 30 days or reschedule it. You may have to pay some penalty of some sort. So you have to ask the airline. Now, here is the nice thing. This is a good news. The following are exempted from travel insurance and return ticket requirement. Okay? Foreign spouses or children of Filipino citizens. So if you're a Filipino citizen or a dual citizen, you and your foreign spouses will not be required to get that travel insurance or a return or onward ticket. Not or. Former Filipino citizens with balikbayan privilege under Republic Act 9174, well, you know what that is, and their spouses or children who are traveling with them. Foreign nationals with valid immigrant visa or non-immigrant visa, these are the SRRV and the 13A visa holders. You will not be required that anymore, except for 9A visa holders. So if you're a 9A visa holder, the onward ticket should be 30 days if your 9A visa requires you to return in 30 days or to leave the country in 30 days. If you have a 90-day one, then your return ticket could be up to 90 days. And or special visa issued by Bureau of Immigration or competent Philippine government agencies. Oh, competent. That's interesting. I'm glad that they specify that, competent. So everything else here is the same. So this is the biggest thing here, okay? If you are a Filipino citizen, dual citizen, or former Filipino citizen, meaning balikbayan, no longer required to have travel insurance. Yay! Because that thing did not make sense in the beginning anyway. So I'm glad they got to their senses and they removed that. I'm glad. So the only thing now that is remaining is the antigen tests and all these testing things. So I'm hoping by, I don't think it will disappear by April 15th. Well, I hope, but I think by May 1, it might disappear. And coincidentally, that is just before the election. As I originally anticipated, before the election, all these things will disappear. And I'm hoping that the unvaccinated tourists will also be allowed, even if they will be required to quarantine for a few days. Because right now, the quarantine is only for Filipinos and maybe former Filipinos or dual citizens. They'll be allowed to come in unvaccinated, but they have to be quarantined. I'm not sure about the Balikbayan now. But anyway, so that is the only thing that is sort of still hanging there as the last requirement. I was thinking that the last requirement that will be eliminated might be the travel insurance, but I'm glad they removed that because that's useless anyway. The testing, they're probably waiting for United States or other countries to remove such requirement because we're still required here in the US. And I'm sure they will follow suit as soon as that happens. There is already a move for this testing to be removed. So if that is somehow approved by the United States, I'm pretty sure that Philippines is going to follow suit. So that's a good news, guys. I'm really glad that they removed that requirement. So if you already bought your travel insurance, make sure you cancel it before the flight. Then you'll get all your money back. And the trick about playing games, well, that could still apply for people who are 9A visa holders, for the foreigners and 9A visa holders who are required. Just to review what is actually required, let's take a look at this. The only change I made is for this Balikbayan, travel insurance is no longer required. That used to be required, okay? And the 9A visa travel insurance is required, okay? 9A visa, and a return ticket is also required. So for a lot of people who are planning to extend, you get your initial 30 days, especially if you're coming in as visa-free, right here. If you're coming in as a visa-free tourist, you'll be given 30 days initially and then you can extend. Well, unfortunately, you'll be required to have your travel insurance and return ticket. Now, the travel insurance is a non-event because I understand, not official, but I understand that if you apply for extension, they don't require you to have travel insurance with the extension. So you only get your 30 days and could be inexpensive as long as you're not too old like me. and that could be really cheap. Or even if it's expensive, if you're planning to stay there for 3 years by extending, well, that travel insurance is an event. But nevertheless, it may be good to have travel insurance, not so you can pay it with your insurance, the hospitalization services. You can pay it with your travel insurance because you can, because they will require you to have cash to pay it out. But then at least you can get reimbursed in the United States or in another foreign country. So that's all I have today. Really good news. Please pass this on to your friends and relatives who are thinking of going back to the Philippines. Hopefully these restrictions will never come back after the election. There's going to be changing of the guards. Who knows what they're going to create after the election. So, thanks a lot. I'll appreciate it if you click like, and do subscribe to my channel unless you have already done so. Have a great day, and God bless.